we're gonna move forward. We have one thing that
Good
happened.
night, guys.
Yeah, we have one thing that happened over the last week. It's vaguely interesting, at least for some people somewhere. So we're gonna talk about it real quick. So you guys remember last week Ubisoft got is in trouble for actually harassing workers and stuff. Well, now no one we've all forgotten that because they are announcing games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're announcing video games. So everyone
And they tried to say that they recorded the whole experience before this stuff broke out, but they released a tweet like, "Hey, like Ubi awareness, yo, like we're totally with you, and we're doing accountability and stuff, but we record this other thing beforehand, so you're not going to see a mention of it because we don't want you thinking about the down stuff while you're looking at our brand new graphics games. Look, graphics, woo,
yeah,
graphics,
thanks Ubi for making me forget about all the bad stuff.
Yeah, I feel better now.
Yeah,
Feel
definitely.
better.
Just Dance 2020.
Whoop whoop.
Not a care in the world. All right, so yes, Ubisoft had their Ubisoft Forward live stream. It actually took place 2 days ago, and they showed off a lot of their new games. Some of them I don't give a fuck about. Some of them I might give a fuck about, but some that they have doomed to death, and we'll talk about that. So they basically
I'm very sensitive about one of the games that they own.
So they had a live stream, basically talking about everything. They had Just Dance 2020 they talked about. No one cares.
Beyond Good and Evil. What about Beyond Good and Evil?
They didn't talk about it. Mythic Quest Ravens Banquet.
Fuck them so hard. Fuck them prison style.
Okay, so
like they drop the soap and it's over. Fuck them prison style. Fuck Ubisoft.
Ubisoft gave a brief look of a playable sandbox that was used for the Apple TV show Mythic Quest Ravens Banquet. Ubisoft Red Storm initially made a fake game for the show, but ended up making the content actually functional. That's something, I guess. I don't fucking know. They gave it up.
While, like, before or after, like, the abuse of crunch time and the molesting of women?
All
I'm curious.
Probably all before.
All before?
It might have been probably been going on for years.
Probably
so.
during.
Yeah,
like they're
during.
Fondling some innocent person while they're doing the code.
Thanks, Ubisoft. So the Crew 2 got an update. There's a Summer in Hollywood update that recently went live, and they added shit to the game no one cares. Division 2, they were revealing eggs that are available during the pre-show. No one cares. Trials Rising, there was a surprise reveal.
Why does all this shit sound like boring games I would never play? Oh, wait, because it's boring games I'd never play.
Yep. Trials happened, or Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Ubisoft detailed upcoming additions and changes to the game. Come in the wake of the poor reviews for the game last year, as well as disappointing sale figures. AI teammates are finally being added, even though they existed in the last one.
Wait, you were supposed to have teammates, and they're not just not there?
They existed in the last one, and for some reason they took them out. So now they're finally adding them back.
Maybe because all they did was jump in front of bullets?
AI sucked. AI is fully customizable, including physical gear, weapons, and costumes.
Sorry, I remember playing that one, and then one of the guys was like, "I got you. I'll lay down cover fire," and then he turns around and just unloads into a wall. I'm like, "Yeah, you get him, buddy. That's so helpful. Thanks."
He's special.
I just get mowed down.
They showed off Watch Dogs Legion, which is something I'm vaguely interested. They basically, you could recruit any of the NPCs in the game, and they're supposedly, not only do they all have their own unique abilities, so they'll probably be like classes that you recruit, but they should also all have their own stories, which is interesting. It was initially due for release in March, but it was pushed back to October 29th, 2020. So it looks kind of cool though. They showed off Brawlhalla. It's coming to iOS and Android.
That game sucks.
Gonna have crossplay.
That game sucks. I'll warn you now, don't waste your time with it.
Okay. Mobile showcase. Ubisoft showed off Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, which looks like Fortnite Tom Clancy, because they're doing really well with that property. I'll tell you what. Tom Clancy
brought your name. We're gonna put it on everything. Tom Clancy's Band-Aids, $69.99.
Yeah, so fucking it looks like the graphics look like Fortnite, probably because it's gonna be a mobile game. And yeah, everyone's excited for that. They showed off the Hyperscape. They announced that there'd be a Hyperscape open beta. which is the new battle royale they released. It actually looks pretty fun. It's like an arena shooter battle royale, which I kind of like. There's not too many of those. Final release date's not available, but it currently is in open beta, and you can download and play it. Try it out. They showed off a lot of Valhalla during the presentation, and it was confirmed to
Ubisoft made Valhalla.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Assassin's Creed game.
I had to go and ruin it for me.
The Viking Assassin's Creed. So
don't care.
It was confirmed to have a November 17th release date, which is like 2 days before Cyberpunk. So Godspeed, Ubisoft. Godspeed. You're giving it a Battlefield 1 treatment, putting it in between Call of Duty and it was a Titanfall treatment, putting it in between Battlefield and Call of Duty, just throwing it to the sharks. Feels bad, man. I've heard some decent hype for this. I really don't like where Assassin's Creed has gone. They're good games, but they're not like good assassin games, and that's what I want. I'd like a return to formula with that, and they just haven't done
Creed
it.
2.
Yeah, that's cool, but that's an old game. I want a new game that I haven't played.
No, I'm just saying, here's a perfect example of when you didn't fuck it up.
Yeah, but these games are all just action games with RPG elements now. And
they need to reboot the series. They took a giant steaming shit over the story, the characters, and the gameplay, and it's just not Assassin's Creed anymore.
It isn't. They even had to come out and say that yes, you can one shot some people stealthily or whatever, because everything's got levels and damage, whatever fucking reason. Like the earlier games weren't enticing enough to keep people playing, which they were, because a lot of people loved them. But why even call it Assassin's Creed at this point, outside of the fact that they know solely that name will sell the game? Like, it looks good.
Yeah,
it looks
it's
great.
always been just a name for them.
Yeah.
Look at Tom Clancy gets slapped on everything.
Yeah.
He died like 20 years ago.
Yeah. But like, I'm not gonna shit on the game because I don't think the game itself is bad. I just don't think it's a good Assassin's game. I think it's gone way too far from what it was, and the things that I did enjoy about the game were the assassin elements. And some of the later games did do that well. The Syndicate game was really cool because it had like missions that played almost like Dishonored, where the level was set out in a way where there was multiple ways to go about stuff. Like you had to go kill someone that was being I think you had to like go kill a doctor, and like you can either get in with the maids and have them bring you in, or steal a key from someone, or like slip stuff into the food in the banquet. Yeah, like Hitman or Dishonored or something.
Wasn't that also the one that had that interesting kind of tower defense thing going on, where you could lay ambushes by putting guys up on rooftops and then different kinds of traps and shit?
That was Brotherhood. That was earlier.
Was it Brotherhood?
Yeah. Syndicate had that nice level design that felt like Dishonored or something like that. It sucks, or it's crazy that the Dishonored games are better assassin games than the Assassin's Creed games that were built off that name and that
entire premise.
Yeah, and they're not that anymore, and I hate that. So I'm not gonna say the games are bad. I just don't think they're good Assassin's Creed games, and that bothers me. I don't want to play a Witcher style game. That's not what I'm here for, kind of thing. So it looks good.
Not unless it's Witcher.
But and then finally, they confirmed that Far Cry 6 is coming. It's going to have actor Giancarlo Esposito. I think he was the bad guy in Breaking Bad, right? Something along those lines. I don't remember.
Wasn't the main character the bad guy in Breaking Bad?
Eventually, yeah. Walter White.
Yeah.
Slowly turns into the bad guy. Game features the return of a voice protagonist who could either be a man or a woman. Okay. Set to release February 21st, 2020. That's past. Maybe they meant 2021. I was going to say, we've already passed that.
By a long slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of this has come at a bad time because, again, recently Ubisoft's been hit with an assortment of allegations in the last couple of weeks. They had the Valhalla creative director, Asraf Ismail, step down. He stepped down following infidelity allegations. The company's...
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Don't get me wrong, you're a scumbag if you cheat, but that's got nothing to do with game making or the company. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that gets a little weird because it doesn't really affect the environment of the company, unless it happened in the company's environment. But even then,
like if his infidelity was like abusing somebody, maybe.
I don't know. Company
I don't really
executive.
think that's anybody's business, though.
It isn't. It's kind of weird. That's where I think it kind of stretches too far. But company executive Maxime Beland resigned after being accused of abuse and assault. And other reported employees have been suspended in the wake of rising allegations. It's unclear if product and brand marketing manager Andrian, I'm not even going to try that, who was accused of sexual assault, still works at Ubisoft Toronto, the studio currently finishing up Watch Dogs Legion. And then, as a result of these allegations against a number of different employees, the studio founder confirmed a structural shift is coming. Hopefully that all plays through instead of just being, hey, we're going to do this so you all will stop talking about it. Guillemot outlined a series of steps Ubisoft intends to implement in the wake of the company's #MeToo movement, from appointing a head of workplace culture to establishing a diversity board that will review and improve the company's policies and procedures. One day before the presentation, several high-level Ubisoft employees left their positions or the company altogether, including the chief creative officer, Sergei Assoet, head of the Canadian studios, Yannis Malat, global head of HR, Cecile Cornet. However, it has been confirmed that Cornet has not left Ubisoft entirely. So, again, like Sam said earlier, hopefully there is a decent shift. We do see a push towards just a healthy work environment. And
I am curious how much of this is true. I mean, I believe the shitty work environment because there have been leagues of validated stories on that. I wonder, like, it's hard for me to imagine that many corrupt people at the top. Like, that many? I mean, I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying, like, how bad was it there for you to have that many scumbags ruling the roost?
Yeah, and I think it's like one of those things where once it happens once, people are more willing to share their stories. Obviously, that's the whole idea of Me Too, in the first place. So once that seal kind of broke, it just kind of all flooded out. Like, hey, there's a lot of bad shit going on here. It's just kind of been pushed to the side. I get what you're feeling surprising.
Though. No, I just like, God, man. Like, Ubisoft turns out to be hell on earth, and I mean, we just thought they were morally and ethically bankrupt, or I should say ethically bankrupt, business practice wise and game publishing wise. But for them to have had all this rotten shit going on, like if this is, you know, majority true, that's pretty shocking. Like, normally it's like it was Weinstein.
Yeah.
Like, nobody else is called out in that, and fucking the Weinstein brothers. It's just Harvey. Harvey was the giant satanic piece of crap, the waste of skin. Like, that's the guy. Not like it was him, his brother, their colleagues, that guy down the road, a poodle. Like, but with fucking Ubisoft, like, all these voices start crying out all at once, and they're just like, step down, step down, step down, not making any noise, hides in a cave. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I feel you, because like a lot of it's again one of those things where it's like allegations and people are stepping down. I don't know how much of an internal investigation actually happened at Ubisoft, although also people take those with a grain of salt, because a lot of time internal investigations don't actually end up sprouting out anything, because then they'll do an internal investigation, say, oh, everything's good, because it was an internal investigation. Like, they don't have to really say anything because they did it themselves, kind of thing. Where you see that a lot, especially in government. Man, government fucks with that shit so much. It's like, yeah, don't worry, we'll do an internal investigation. And then 6 years pass, and it's like, yeah, we didn't find anything. That dead girl in the closet, I don't even know. It doesn't even smell anymore. I don't know what the fuck. But
just don't go to the mattress because there's a hooker there.
Speaking of kids in closets, have you heard about Wayfair, Sean? The fact that they're possibly like trafficking kids or some shit.
Wayfair?
Yeah, it's a furniture sale, like a Wayfair. I don't use them, so I don't know. But if you Google them, online home store for furniture and decor.
Why is that coming up in a podcast about geeky shit?
I don't know. It's just because I said girl in a closet and it reminded me of Wayfair.
What are they, shipping kids and couches?
People think that because they have like a bunch of really weird listings on their site where it will be like they're all the same exact picture of a closet, but it will say like it will have like a name of a person and then a number next to it, and people were finding correlations between like these closets and kids that actually went missing at certain ages and shit like that. So they think that like if you buy this for like $60,000, because there were like crazy prices, like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for these cabinets. If you buy these, then
you get somebody that's been sexually trained, like a brainwashed slave or something.
I don't know. That's the shit going on. Those kind of
that'd be hard to prove.
Yeah, it would be, but it's just someone got to buy one of them closets. Give me $20,000. But yeah, it's just what people are making connections. There's been no confirmed anything. It's just what's been buzzing on the internet recently. But I think there's enough evil that exists in this world for it to be a possibility.
I just really wish there wasn't.
Yeah, I prefer to
I really
lean towards the opposite side of that conversation.
Hope that's not true, because that would be one of the more depressing
2020
to pop up in the media.
The beat down doesn't give up. Bro.
Is it weird that all we wanted was for 2020 to be here, like, because we were fucking done with the shittiness of 2019,
and here we
are. Then 2020 comes out the gate and like, oh, you thought it was bad?
Yeah,
rubs hands together,
like bursts through the window, starts beating the shit out of us. Australia's on fire. World War III is about to start. COVID is like, what the chill the fuck out, dog. I'm just vibing.
What the god,
bitch.
Calm your tits, for fuck's sakes.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap the episode up there. What do you guys think of Ubisoft doing the shush on all the bad stuff and on us just doing content, boys? Don't ask questions kind of stuff. Outside of that, the more bullshit side of it, are you guys excited for these new games? Looking forward to any of them coming out? I may pick up Watch Dogs because I like the Watch Dogs franchise. I think it's kind of cool. So I really enjoyed the first one. Second one was okay, and then this third one looks nice. So we'll see. But Assassin's Creed kind of doomed itself because it comes out 2 days before Cyberpunk, and those 2 days before Cyberpunk comes out, I'm gonna be fisting myself thinking about Cyberpunk. So my schedule's filled. So I'm not gonna have any time to play Valhalla. So I might wait for it to go on sale and pick it up later down the line, something along those lines. But yeah, so that's about the only two things I was excited for, and they answered my questions there. So, but let us know what you guys think. We'd appreciate hearing from you guys, the feedback, what you thought of the episode, all that stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. End the episode. We got some anime to watch.
Like a condom.
Yeah. Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool.
And stay in school. Hugs and kisses and all your pink parts.
You can't do that to me. I haven't even found my fact yet.
Oh, that's why I fucking did it. I'm like, all right, Kyle, it's your turn. What you got, man? I bet you got something great.
All right, we're gonna.
Here's a thought. Starfish has no brain.
We're gonna end on another high note this week, but before we go, I should leave you all with a thought. 98% of the Japanese are cremated.